So I woke up this morning. I'm like, all right, I'm going to work on the book. And then I thought, what are we doing today in the practice session? I'm like, section 4, I think, in the groove. And I open up the keynote. There is no section 4. I'm
I
like,
thought
oh my God.
so.
So for the last 90 minutes, I've been slamming coffee and just like creating section 4. So it's done. But man, I was like, oh my. And then we had an awesome primary series practice yesterday, was it? Was it yesterday? 2 nights ago?
No.
Whatever it was in the night one for me.
Thursday, I think.
Yeah, Jeffrey was there. And we did one exercise and then just went super deep on one exercise. It was awesome.
Cool.
And then I've created all the play-alongs that we talked about. So it's ready for tomorrow. I'm super pumped. I made a boom. Oh, you know what? Let's do. Yeah, so warm up is quarter notes with the left foot, 1 and 3 with the right foot, right left sticking. That's just the 8 accent patterns, and we may do another sticking with this. Let's just see how it goes, and then we might do a second sticking. All right, here we go. 6 times for 6 repeats for each measure. Cool. We're going to do it again, and we're going to do it left-hand lead, left, right, backwards. Really concentrate on the left foot and try to remember or remind yourself over and over that that's the quarter note, because it can feel like it's the E or any other partial of a 16th note field. So we really want to just drive home that is the quarter note, that is the quarter note, and just sort of, hear it as that. You don't have to count out loud necessarily, but just really start to sense that that's where the quarter note pulse is. Okay, left, right, sticking. How was that for you? Comfortable? Left-hand lead can be kind of weird if you haven't done it a lot.
Yeah, just the last one was a little bit. I kept wanting to play it on the third instead of the.
It was for moments. Like a bit funky, but I mean, generally it's okay. But yeah, the last one was a little bit. You just get used to landing on the right, But
you mean on 8A, the final one? It's interesting because those are all 4-note groupings, so it's all left hand or whatever hand you're starting with is the hand it is. It's
all in your head, Dorothy.
It is all in your head. That's right. Was anybody doing it from memory? Because I feel like it's a little bit easier to just do it without looking at it. Because looking at it, it's like, what?
Yeah, I did it more of a, going off of like how we do it. And since we do it's that routine of going from one thing to the other. So I kind of know what's coming up next. So.
Right. It's the irony of feeling it, that whole, like, I'm so into knowing, I think it's important to really know what is happening, but at the same time, you have to develop that sense of feeling it, not faking it. There's a big difference between just feel it and like faking it.
That to me is more of a, what people say that, or they play by ear feeling it. It's more like they're just taking out layers of thought or processing or communication in their own way and just going through it. So some people are like, how did you do that? Well, I don't know. you just didn't.
Uh-oh. You had such a deep idea, you broke Zoom.
You know?
You froze right at the peak of
I
your.
did?
Yeah,
Man.
say it again, because it wasn't. I sure it was great.
No, I'm just saying that, like, when people do, like, you know, they play by ear, or they're doing this without. It's like us. We do it without counting, but we are counting it, just without layers of like, we don't have to say with words or things like that. It's not intuitive. It's like we understand the process. So if someone says, like, what's 1 + 1, automatically you say 2 already without having to write it down and stuff like that. You know, it's ingrained in us.
Right. That's right. Lots of repetition will allow us to kind of let go of the technical math information part of it, and get more into the expression.
Or the exactly. We're able to just do the action on it, and not having to, like, go through the process of, like, okay, how do I do this? How do I do that? And then
right.
We don't have to formulate it. It's already formulated in us.
Yeah, from time to time, just get back to it and do it slower, and just really hone in, like, the places where the feet and the hands are coming together. And I mean, it's good.
A little reminder every once in a while, right?
Yeah. I mean, that helps. But I mean, you don't have to do, like, I mean, if you've done it, like, in the past, it will take you shorter amount of time to get into it, just to refresh.
Yeah. Chris, you were going to say something. It looked like you unmuted for a second.
No, yeah, I was just kind of going with the observation. When you play, like, the second accent, you end up hitting on the second count, and then if you play the third accent, you're landing on the fourth. It's like your landmark, which kind of helps, so that you can just think of, like, all right, next one's going to land on, you know, this count, and then you can kind of ground yourself.
Right.
In a way, with like the first 2 through 5, I guess, just as you play, like, what would be 16th notes in 5/4, but since they're in the quintuplets, it, you know, has a very different feel.
Now we have to be careful about saying the word quintuplet, because a quintuplet implies that it's a polyrhythm. And when there's nothing else to rub against the fives, it becomes the actual subdivision. So it's a 20th note.
Right.
That's just me. I'm trying to make this, you know, it's like I'm trying to push this into law. Because a quintuplet does sort of say it's a 5-note grouping that we're going to put in here, but if it's all quintuplet, it becomes redundant to say that word, right?
Yeah, it depends, like, on, like, quintuplet over 1 beat or 2 beats or 3 beats.
Right.
I mean, if it's over 2 beats, then it's polyrhythm.
Right.
And like 6/8 and 7/8, they outline that, like, 5/2.
Right.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And even over 1, if like our normal subdivision is 16th notes, and then we have a quintuplet all of a sudden, there you go. But when the whole world is all 5 per pulse, I hope that we eventually call them 20th notes, just like we call 4 per pulse 16th notes.
New quantum theory.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to challenge us one more time on this. Let me make sure I'm ready here with it. To do doubles. So let's just think about how the 5-note grouping works as doubles. It's the first of the right hand, and then the last of the right hand, then the first of the left hand, and then the last of the left hand. Does everyone just kind of? I'm gonna play it.
Slower?
It's the same tempo.
Okay.
We're just doing the same play along over and over. I'll play it for us. I don't know how to help with everybody. Let's just think about it. I'm going to mute everyone. That way you can hear yourself, and I'll play it, and you just join me for a minute. Right, left, right, left. I don't know if that helps to play along with me or not, or just think about it for a second. The good news is only number 1 is the weird one. After that, everything is just duples, right? Everything else is grouped in 2s, so only number 1 is going to be the weird one, and then you're just straight 4-note groupings. So let's give it a shot. 1A might be a little bit jumpy, but by the time we get to 2, all the way to the end, 4-note groupings. Okay, here we go. How was it? It's a little bright. I don't think that's 69.6. I think that's faster. I'll check that. But how'd it go? Inside doubles, that's the challenge. Right.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is like 7A, okay? 7A is right, left, right, left. That's how we're supposed to learn how to play the double stroke roll.
Yeah.
The accents on the second note. So if that's a challenge for you, that means that you did not learn the double stroke roll the right way when you're in 7th grade. Yeah, I remember it being so hard. I was like, oh, hated it being young and trying to figure out how to play the second note of the double. I was like, one of those, when am I ever going to do this? When am I ever going to need this? But eventually it becomes a nice exercise. So just remember that that's the double stroke roll for everyone that teaches younger kids. It's frustrating and it's hard for a young kid to do, but we should be pretty comfortable with it. Okay, let's jump into number 4 here. Section 4. Okay, cool. We're going to do these singles, and then at the end, we'll try to do the entire lot. It's 4A through for I. Yes, straight ahead. We've all done this, so let's just jump in. Everyone will be sight reading all these probably because no one's seen them, but should be pretty straight ahead. Okay, here we go. Yeah, great. Good reminder, Igor. I saw him moving from ride cymbal to hi-hat, which is great to kind of put your right hand in different positions around the kit for balance purposes. Move your left hand to the floor tom for balance. If you're really feeling spirited, switch the role of the hands. Left hand is the hi-hat, right hand is the snare drum. And the inner linear beats. Right? So there's a lot of different places that we can go over the course of the 8 repetitions. So you could change it up. I was doing right hand on the hi-hat, right hand over here, no fill-ins. And then the second time was ghost notes, and I repeated that, and I switched roles, and I did it the opposite way. So just, remember that there's a bunch of different ways to do it. All right, this third note is the weird note. It's the strangest position I think we've all discovered. So let's give it a go. Here we are.
the thing which I just wanted to suggest to help to time the third partial is just to play a ghost note on the second partial with your left, I mean, basically on the snare.
Let's move beyond this one, and let's go to this one, fifth, first and fifth, okay? Great.
Okay, so now to clarify what I was thinking, what you were thinking of, it's the one that we just did where we played the fifth partial into the downbeat. What I did for a little bit also, I played that as a double. So that's what I was thinking when you were talking about, like two beats, but like right before the downbeat. Also. So
Like a diddle.
Yeah, like a diddle.
Look
Yeah,
at that.
yeah, exactly,
Like this?
exactly. Yeah.
Is that it? Or is that too triplety? That's too, like, actually metronomic.
Still sounds good.
Okay. I'm going to have to think about that. I don't know. My body is ready to place something even in a different place than a triplet.
No, yeah, it's more like I guess like when somebody that programs the drums and doesn't know the
Right.
limitations of the human body, or
Right.
you know, you can go to a machine and just program weird stuff, and that's how they come up with these weird.
I spoke too soon because we're about to do what we talked about 7 minutes ago. Not right now, but the next one. But this one's also interesting. All right, here we go. we're gonna just keep on going. Keep. Does everyone have just a few extra minutes? Because I'd like to get all the way through this. We have G, H, and I. We have 3 more to go. So we're just going to jump right on through them. Okay. Now the bass drum on beat 3 starts to slowly move towards, it moves back. 4G stays the same the whole time. And we start to get this backwards motion of beat 3. 2 more. This is a nice little workout here. I'm feeling it. Uno más. right. Good job, everybody. We did it. We got through section 4. And if it weren't for my little bits of talking, we would have been finished right on time, too. That's what happens when you drink coffee and practice at the same time. My wife's out of town, so I'm actually drinking coffee that has caffeine in it.
Oh yeah.
It's mushroom coffee. It's that 4 Sigmatic. It's got mushrooms in it, but it's got a little caffeine in it too.
Magic mushrooms.
Yeah, right. That's when it's like, let's just practice along to Nick Mason right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great to see all of you. Hopefully to see you tomorrow. We've got brand new stuff tomorrow too, so I'm excited.
All right.
All right. Have a great one.
See you guys.
See ya.
See you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.